put a hat on. My hair is a mess. Now forward? I can't tell. Sideways? No, I look like a late 90s, early 2000 boy band singer. I'll just keep it like this. Yeah, sure, that works. What is up, my fellow people of the internet, YouTube, subscribers, people that aren't subscribed that just happen to be watching this video? And if that is you, don't forget to hit that little button down there that says subscribe, because what did I just, that was weird. That feels really good. Oh my god. Like I was saying, don't forget to hit that little subscribe button. Today, we're going to be reading Twitter conspiracy theories. Because what else do you do when it's 9:13 p.m. on a Saturday night during spring break? That's right, you read Twitter conspiracy theory threads. There was a lot of th sounds and it was hard to say, but we're going to keep going. You may be wondering, Jacob, you're wearing the same exact thing you were wearing in the last video when you were taking pictures. That's because it's the same day, and I was like, hey, let's be productive and make another video. So yeah, I already filmed this video once, but I was like, nah fam, we're gonna film it again, and we're gonna screen record my phone and put it in the video and see how well this works. I hope it works. Yeah, let's get right into this thing so I stop rambling on. This thread is by a person called Mazapan. I don't know, you can look it up, you'll see it in the video. The end of the world theory on April 18th, 2018. A thread. Okay, so it says, the user @straightaway published this tweet on March 13th. I need everyone to listen to this voicemail I received. I'm giving off my cell phone service. And then it shows a picture and it says, I really need everyone to listen to this voicemail. I'm deactivating my cell phone services. So not giving off, turning off, I think was the word. And then it plays this. Listen.
Sierra, Delta, India, Romeo, Echo, Foxtrot, Oscar, Romeo, Yankee, Oscar, Uniform, Tango, Oscar, Echo, Victor, Alpha, Charlie, Uniform, Alpha, Tango, Echo, Bravo, Echo, Charlie, Alpha, Uniform, Tango, India, Oscar, Uniform, Sierra, Tango, Hotel, Echo, Yankee, Alpha, Romeo, Echo, November, Oscar, Tango, Hotel, Uniform, Mike, Alpha, November, 0429.
Okay. Bet you just saw that Jasmine Snapchatted me in that screen recording. It's because she Snapchatted me. Let's get back to what I was doing. Okay, so it says, first let's talk about the words. It does not seem to make any sense, but this is called military alphabet. It's an alphabetic disambiguation? I don't read. I just watch YouTube videos. What? So the moral of that is it's the military alphabet. Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Foxtrot, that kind of thing. Yeah, so it's that. And it says, so it literally translates to danger SOS. It's dire for you to evacuate. Be cautious. They're not humans. SOS, danger, SOS. Then gives coordinates. The coordinates place it in the coast of Indonesia. So you can see, obviously, right there. That's where it's at. And then Ty, the guy who originally got the voicemail, receives a message on Twitter that's in some strange language. And when he Google translated it, it was Indonesian. And it translated to, end the post you just shared about the recording on your phone. Okay, maybe he's just getting pranked. We don't know. We're just going to keep reading and find out. So a few days later, a guy starts taking photos of his house, and then he has a flash on. So whoever wrote this obviously cannot type or does not spell check, but Ty's tweets are right on. So I'm going to read his. It says, okay, I'm sitting in my car right in front of my house. In my car, this guy starts taking pictures of my house with the flash. Then walked away. Literally, what the fuck? It's 3 a.m. I'm going to die. So someone goes in front of Ty's house and starts taking pictures with a flash while he's sitting in his car. I assume they don't know he's sitting there. And it says, a black box records the last interactions with a plane. So that's why it's an SOS. It was the last interaction. It was trying to warn us. And then it pulls up pictures of black boxes. And this, I didn't know a black box was orange. It kind of is misleading. But yeah. So then it says, it's just to add in the theory because black box records an audio message and also records flight information as well, which is why it gives coordinates. So that's what the numbers at the end of that video were. This is where it gets a little more far out. It's an unknown number, so always an unknown number is not a block number. A computer will still read it as unknown. This is also all happening after 2 large solar flares were just released, causing a soon-to-be solar storm. And if you don't know, solar flares cause electromagnetic pulses in our atmosphere. And then it pulls up Google search of solar flare. It says solar storm set to shower the UK with northern lights on Wednesday night. That's actually really cool. One of my bucket list things is to see northern lights. So maybe I should just go to the UK during some solar storms and get weird phone calls and watch the northern lights. Back to the thread. So with more electromagnetic activity in the air, this is why random people would be getting this call, because the signal would be amplified and sent further ranges with solar flares happening closer to southern Asia and Australia. This is why it's happening now. If these black box recordings match the voicemail, I'm saying that the Malaysian Flight 369 encountered something non-human. Question mark? Yes, comma, I'm saying that. This is getting so damn crazy, but yes, they encountered something non-human. The message says SOS, they're not human. Something on the plane wasn't human. Ty receives some texts. So Ty gets texts on Twitter again from Brutha. That's how you say that name. They also don't look to be in English entirely. They kind of look, I don't know. And then you got some weird symbols in here. Some other stuff that I don't know. And then it's numbers and what looks like Morse code. And when I kept reading, I was correct in my assumption that it was Morse code. And it says this is most of the Morse code translation. In quotes, it says, message received is well related to Stephen Hawking's death. You're not ready to face them. Stephen Hawking said that something bad was going to happen to the world in 2018. These are the numbers: 28, 525, 1, 18, 520, 1, 11, 914, 7, 15, 22, 1, and 8. 5 and 18. The last one is 4, 18, 18. And if you look it up, it says April 18th, 2018 is the next rapture. And then it shows this picture of the Malaysian Airlines Flight 370. And it says that it was a scheduled flight that disappeared on March 8, 2014. It was flying from Kuala? I don't know. Well, you can read that. It's right here. Read it. It's probably moving around a bit. But yeah. So that's that. And then it says, do you remember this? And it says, with Flash, there's literally blah, 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 blah. Wait a minute. 3918. Disappeared on March 8th. 3-9. I just realized that's the day after. Okay, I'm picking stuff up. So this tweet was the day after that flight went missing. They were taking pictures of it. So that's whack. Okay, I'm just gonna keep reading. I mean, it's weird. So, and then it talks about Hawking's view on extraterrestrials. It says there's a whole field of science known as SETI, I think is how you would say that. And it stands for the Search of Extraterrestrial Intelligence, dedicated to listening for signals from intelligent beings elsewhere in the universe. But Hawking's cautioned against trying to actively hail an alien civilization that might be out there. Civilization, I think is the word. Civilization? Yeah, it looks weird. So it's just talking about how Stephen Hawking believed in aliens, but he didn't think that we should really try to talk to them because I think he thought they were so far beyond us. And then it says, the plane was found on Google Earth, not in real life. So if you look here, this is, I believe, a Google Earth image of what is supposed to be the Flight 370, and then a search crew went out to that spot and never found it, so why is it on Google Earth but not here? We don't know. And then it says, decoding this tweet with ACSII85, you got... Why is Siri coming on?
Hey.
Hey, shut up. Thank you. Decoding this tweet with ACSI85, you got, you may not find 379. I think it was supposed to be 370. Yeah. But you can find what caused it to go. And you don't have to find who caused it. They will thus find you. And then it has a picture of a tweet by a person, 2 times 3 plus 6 plus 6 April. And then it's a bunch of numbers and letters and symbols. Let's open more. Alright. And then this talks about Malaysia's government said Wednesday it will pay U.S. company Ocean Infinity up to $70 million if it can find wreckage or black box of the Malaysian airline Flight 370 within 3 months, and renewed bid to solve the plane's disappearance nearly 4 years ago. Okay, so Malaysia offered to pay U.S. companies $70 million to find the plane or the black box, either one. It doesn't really matter at this point, just one of those two. And then there's another one that says, in the screenshot of the DMs he posted this morning, it said, they're taking over for 1818. The Malaysian government gave the U.S. company 3 months to find it, and they will give them up to $70 million if they do. They started looking on January 17, 2018, and 3 months later would be April 17th. The next day it will happen if the U.S. doesn't find the plane. It will happen on April 18th. So that's the day after. Is it coincidence that that's the day they started looking? I have no idea. I'm just reading a tweet. Oops. And then it says, okay guys, so the coordinates were kind of wrong, but that wasn't too far off, but I zoomed out and noticed something. So here's the first picture. That's the coordinates that the voicemail gave. Zoomed out. There's something circled. Can't really tell. Zooms in on it. Looks a little bit more burnt. Zooms in again. It just looks like a big dead spot in the middle of this forest. And it says, what do y'all think of this? So basically in Muslim culture, they told about an ancient breed of people called God and Magog. I believe it's Gog and Magog, not God and Magog. And they were a destructive force. They were a destructive force and true savages. They killed and raped and had done terrible things, and they can drink an entire lake at once. They were locked by a king behind a wall, and nobody knows where it is. But they will break free, and nobody can stop their destruction. So non-humans they were talking about could be this breed of people. That's the first theory. And the second theory is Stephen Hawking had just died. He spoke through computers. This message might just be him. Think about it. He could have selected a random number while knowing his time was soon up and needed to warn everyone about this. However, his time of death could determine whether this is possible. And this is... Then it says, someone was pointing out that Stephen Hawking died on Albert Einstein's birthday. It was a coincidence that what everyone is calling Rapture Day is the day Albert Einstein died. Kind of close to the last place, the Malaysian Flight 370 was primary radar contact. So if you look, this is the first coordinates they gave, and then this one is where the Malaysian Flight 370 went missing. That's where it went off radar. So this looks like it could be like, I don't know, 10 miles offshore. I don't know what the scale is for this map, but it's not far from where that coordinate was. It says this is creepy, and it is telling us that after the plane landed in Diego Garcia, an America military base, it was crashed into the ocean where others are linking. Plus, there was one extra person on board the plane after departure. On manifest, it said 238, and when it aborted, it said 279. So
I would just take this moment to say, I said these numbers all sorts of whack. Please ignore what I'm saying and read the numbers on the screen because they're wrong coming out of my mouth. Thank you.
After it landed in Diego Garcia, there was, I think, 380 on board, and when it took off, there was 390. No, scratch that. On its next flight or whatever, there was 380 when they got on, and when they got off at Diego Garcia, there was 390. So there was one extra person on board, I think, or there was an extra person on the plane that wasn't supposed to be there. And then it says, see username. It says 2 times 3 plus 6 plus 6 equals 666. 6 plus 6 plus 6 equals 18. Then it says April. So April 18th, and that's just the username that I talked about earlier. It says, so this happened in Malaysia. Is it a coincidence? A solar interruption is affecting transmission for a few minutes. We apologize for the inconvenience. Our Astro services will resume shortly. Astro. I can't tell if that's on a computer or on a TV, but it's the solar flares broke something. And it says, so taking back to the photo, why doesn't the government just go there? Maybe they know that something is there and they don't know how to face it and they don't know what it is. And it goes back to this picture. And then it says, something bad is coming. The end. And there's a little extra piece on this thread. This is the cool part. Okay, it says, okay, so in the Bible, there's a thing called rapture. The rapture is where people say Jesus comes down and takes people who believe in him to heaven, while the people left here deal with basically the devil or evil. The weird thing is that it happens to be on 4/18/2018 or April 18, 2018, which happens to be the day non-humans, in quotes, things get us. So if we take religious part out of the rapture, it's basically where aliens come down and take people who are ready to evolve something greater. So what would the people be left to do with? Also, believe that we are from aliens because the gap between monkeys and us doesn't make sense. Why would we evolve to not fit our environment? So if we're from that means that doesn't make sense. So if we're from that means they look like us. They could be all around us. So it's saying the aliens could look like us, and they are us, and we are aliens. I told my dad about this, and he said that he thought this was just the government pushing out more information about aliens because they told people aliens were real, and they were worldwide panics, so they slowly gave info. But when he heard about the rapture, he started questioning if this is the government or not. And that's the end of the thread. I don't know how I feel about this thread. This thread has some interesting points. It has some weird points. It's something else. That's for sure. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you want me to read more weird conspiracy theories from Twitter, or just Twitter threads in general, because these are always fun to read. But yeah. But because the world is going to end on April 18th, 2018, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, so that I have like 18 million subscribers by the time the world ends, so I don't feel like a failure, and I can gloat before I die. Or maybe I'm ready to go up with aliens, and I can just evolve into a alien person. Huh. I'll see you guys in the next video.